Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. So, in this video, it's going to be a long video, maybe 40 minutes, maybe an hour, because I'm going to be explaining in as much detail as I possibly can to describe this mind, let's say, programming that I was experiencing on a physical level, and basically to give an idea of what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be ending up identifying love as one programming and a fear as another programming, and how that was identified through using my physical body as a cross-reference, and the effects that having love and fear as energy had on my body, which included feeling tired. So through watching this video, you should get an idea of how to possibly identify the same thing within yourself, looking at your body, seeing if it's tired, seeing if there's anything odd or weird, which in my case I'll be describing my points, and sort of how to work your way to get to that point, and which could be in a similar fashion as how I did. So today's Saturday. So on, I think it was like on Monday or Tuesday, this thing first started. So what I'm going to be doing is simply describing how things actually were occurring as they happened since like Monday. But I wasn't fully aware of let's say everything that was going on, meaning I didn't connect all the dots together. So firstly, I'm going to be speaking from the point as if I was omnipresent, as if I was actually aware of all the points, which I actually was aware because I can remember all of it. But I wasn't aware of how the programming was occurring, like in the detail that I'm going to be describing. So here we go, the omnipresent description. So on Monday, the first day, there was this occurrence, this event, and I had these memories coming up within me regarding a person which I had once dated. And so within that, the memories came up of that experience, and as well as the feelings, and I felt love, excitement, rush, all the memories exactly how they were in the beginning. And so that happened over the course of, let's say, a whole night. And what I didn't, well, then that experience had stayed until today, Saturday, but I wasn't aware of it. So that one experience throughout the days had led to my heart rate increasing, where my heart pressure was increased, which, you could feel like boom, 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 that experience there. And that in a way was like an adrenaline rush, like an excitement, which excitement was one of the energies associated to it. So there was excitement, there was enthusiasm, there was thrill, as well as other emotions, which I'll keep secret for now, not to put too much out there. So you had love and excitement and thrill and enthusiasm. That led my heart rate to be stronger, let's say, and I felt like I had all this, let's say, energy. So on the first day, Monday night, I had that, then I went to sleep, and on Tuesday, I, woke up, and I did feel, let's say, kind of odd, kind of different, not necessarily bad, but I was kind of in a rush a little bit more. I was moving faster. So I was throughout my day moving faster, and I noticed that I was doing my tasks and works of the day in that same way, where I was getting things done quickly. And when it came to having fun, playing games, I noticed that also was playing, let's say, at a higher performance level. I was doing more, doing better, being very efficient. But then I noticed that as I continued that way into the last hours of my day, I actually became very tired. But also, I didn't feel like I was in my body, like I wasn't aware of the tiredness of my body. I just felt good. I felt high. I felt adrenaline, and that's how I slept. I didn't really sleep feeling tired. So the next day, I noticed that I was tired, and I thought it was because, I played for too much. Maybe I didn't sleep enough. I was like, okay, and at that point, I was blaming, okay, maybe I should have slept more, but I had to wake up in order to do this thing early, so that's what I did. So at that point, that was what my mind was saying, that okay, I must be needing more sleep. And there was a moment where I considered, well, maybe what I experienced on Monday, this love point, was actually an energy point that I need to release. I did consider that for a moment, but then I was looking at it, I was like, it didn't really feel like there was emotion necessarily. That was like my thinking. So I let it go. So then the next day, which is Wednesday, the next day, I had my work to do, normal task. I woke up early to do something to do. And there was this moment where I was doing my task and I was doing things faster in a higher performance level, and the same way as the day before. And this time I was, let's say, exposed to another event, to another thing from my world, which is me working in a daycare and being male. And where I was Googling that, daycare and being a male, and I saw these articles, these news reports of men in daycares doing things that are abusive, and also as well as articles from men in daycare who are describing their own difficulty within doing that, the challenges they face, and within that brought a lot of fear, and I felt nervous, anxious, afraid, worried, and in that moment, that's what I felt, and I continued that way. And then in a way, I pushed myself on that day to continue to do what I can. So I was trying to look for some sort of solution. Okay. So I thought, okay, I have to find somewhere that is accepting of men that are working daycare. So I spent that day, several hours, looking at places where I can work that would be more accepting of men working daycare. And that was all within feeling of fear. Now that fear affected my muscles quite a lot. It affected my, almost create like a twitching kind of state, like I don't know, like this in a way, kind of like twitching, like in a shaking, and shaking in a kind of fear. So the love was still going on, the heart rate, the excitement was still present as energy, and now fear was added with this new event. And that is what continued. That's what I said aloud. So then on Thursday, I already had found some ideas and places where I could work. that I had a better chance, etc. Then on Thursday, I started reflecting, okay, well, something's not right here, within me. So I started looking at the fear point. And actually, the first thing, within I was saying when I was reflecting something's wrong here is because my motto, you could say, has been to change myself and not my environment. And yet here I am trying to change my environment, look for a daycare that's more accepting, and not seeing how I could change myself. So I realized, I went into some sort of energy, went to some sort of fear with what happened within looking at daycare and being male. So that's the first thing I did that day on Thursday in terms of change. It might actually been the first thing I actually did on Thursday in the morning. Anyway. So that's what I worked with first. So I wrote out my fears on paper. I wrote out what exactly I'm fearing, and I wrote here I have a list right in front of me actually. It's maybe about 15 things. I wrote things like, I fear being accused of sexually assaulting a child. I fear being witch hunted. I fear being accused because I'm a guy. I fear being accused because people think I'm weird. I fear not being able to work with kids again because a parent accuses me of sexually assaulting a child and the investigators believe there's enough circumstantial evidence to at least bar me from working with kids. I fear being tricked and deceived where a parent convinces their child to say everything to make it seem like I sexually assaulted them. And it goes on and on. So you get the idea. And after all these fears out, and at the very end I write things like, I fear people who fear. Because that's what I was realizing, that when I'm around people who are afraid, for example, afraid of me, who I am being a guy, I enter into that fear. I resonate in the same way. And basically don't act within fear. That was the very last thing I wrote after that. And whenever you're in emotion, if you accept yourself to exist as that emotion for even a second longer, you're accepting your existence, the existence around you, to be affected by that and become that and resonate in the same way. And so that's what I have to do. So that's why within writing all this, and because of my training already within self-forgiveness, of letting go, I just let it go. Within all these points, just see within my body the fear, which I can see it, and I let it go. And that's what self-forgiveness is. Take responsibility that I've created this, and I'm stopping it. I'm changing. This is my body, this is my life, this is me, this is my power. So that was the first thing I did in terms of changing myself. That was on Thursday. So on Friday, Friday was, let's say, a normal day, but I still, when I woke up in that morning, I noticed that, okay, well, I'm not normal yet. I'm not back at 100% me, 100% yoga. Something's still off. So I think, okay, maybe it could be other things. Maybe, I should stretch, which I did. I stretched, and it did help in the moment. I maybe thought I should exercise more. Maybe I'm gaining too much weight, or I don't know, maybe I'm not strong enough. So I did some dancing exercise. Maybe I need to have more fun, be more creative. So I did creative things. But still, I noticed I'm not 100% me yet. Something is still off. So at this point, of course, I haven't realized about the love point, the excitement, the energy, everything behind within that. So I continued throughout my day, and at the end of my day, I noticed, okay, I'm going to be playing games again. And I noticed in the past, let's say, week, when I've been playing, it's been within the high performance state where it's kind of stressful, it's kind of, fearful. So I wanted to, okay, well, let's see if I can change it in the moment, playing these games. So I was playing, and then noticed, okay, there's still fear here, so I was breathing out, breathe out, just stopping it within my body. But I noticed it was still kind of there. But I continued anyway, playing to try to change myself in the moment. but no luck in terms of, let's say, really stopping it. But I noticed compared to last days, it was better. It was better this day compared to last days, and I did actually feel tired at the end, which was good. It's good to feel tired at night, so you sleep tired, so you wake up the next day. So that was like a positive change for me. I saw, okay, there's things that are better, but still not where I want to be yet. So today, Saturday, I woke up and I looked at my body. I felt, let's say, tired, not rested. So I was like, okay, what is going on here? I slept tired. I thought I should get to wake up. Well, I didn't. What's going on? So I looked at myself and I noticed my heart rate, while sleeping there, or let's say just waking up, was strong, was active. Like, okay, I know that this is not supposed to be like this. My heart rate, my heart. And I've been seeing throughout my week that I've been performing more, I've been doing more, but in that way I've been more tired throughout my days. Even though I've been doing a lot of things, completing a lot of things, there is this price here, which is I'm tired, I'm not really resting. And I know for a fact that if I continue like this, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to get sick because the body cannot continue this way. Say on adrenaline rush, performance rush the whole time, and my thyroid's going to probably get affected. I'm going to have some problem with that because it's being overworked. So I know something, I have to change this because it's going to get bad. So when I looked at my heart, then I remember with my heart, the memory of when I had dated this woman, and how when I felt like I loved her, my heart rate was strong. So I had that connection and that memory. Then I remembered, okay, this has to do with what happened early in that week. Then I realized, okay, that I have accepted and allowed this point. So then I started opening up, okay. So what do I have here? So I had the love point. But what else is here? So within that, there was the excitement, the thrill, the enthusiasm. And it was this moment that I was actually identifying this. So I had the excitement, the enthusiasm, the thrill. Then I realized, okay, what else is connected? Then I felt the emotions of sadness, which is, within realizing that I lost, let's say, this love, or within that's the emotion connected to all of this as well. So there's the sadness, and there's the desperation, like, oh, desperation. And the last thing, which is fear. The fear of actually losing love, losing this whole thing. So that's the 4 groups I had. The love group, the excitement group, the sadness, desperation group, and the fear group. And I know that love and fear are 2 like primal things, like they're like fundamental anchors. So it makes sense that they were the first thing, the last thing, and everything else was in between that. So within realizing all this, I looked at my heart and it was normal again. It wasn't strong, it wasn't like pumping like crazy like it was before. It was a quiet, calm, normal heart rate, like what's normal when you're resting, when you're sleeping. I was like, yes, I got the point now. And I could feel my body like, okay, now I can finally rest. Now I can finally, let's say, be me, be normal, be 100% yoga. And that's what I got. That's what I found. That's what I discovered. That's what I applied. And it involved using my body as a physical cross-reference. And then here I am doing this video. So the body is amazing. And this is at the level of definitely the unconscious level, unconscious mind. Because it's not emotions anymore, it's physical emotions, you could say. It's your heart, and that affects your whole body, the blood in your whole body, the muscles, your lungs, your breathing. And nothing else physically that I did actually really, let's say, changed it, but it did support me within, let's say, process of elimination. Like, okay, it's not these things like exercise or stretching or anything else that's really the cause of it, because it's not changing it. And at least gave me that, let's say, with the intent of looking for a solution that, let's say, drove me to this point where I was fixed on finding the solution, the point to actually change. So yeah, in a way, there's like there's a caution to this tale kind of thing, where whenever you're in a high performance state, like let's say you are in a relationship that you love someone, or that you are in a job you love, or that could, let's say in my case, in my programming that I described here, would lead me to be in the same way, where I will get sick. I will be high performing, I will do very well, but I won't ever really rest, and I will get sick, and I will get less and less effective as I continue. And I will have probably thyroid problems, because the thyroid regulates adrenaline, and I could feel in my throat like the pressure, right, of the thyroid. So I thought, okay, that could be, I could see that connection there, where it's basically you're always like being overworked, like a workaholic in a way. So that's what I found. I thought this was going to be 40 minutes video, but it's 21, so I was wrong. So yeah. So I guess maybe to clarify, I have the ability to work at a high performance state. That it's not gone because I stopped being addicted to it on an energy level. And yeah. So for me, I'm going to remember this experience forever, because it's a part of me to be able to stop the effect of energy on my heart, stop affecting my body, my muscles, and already like my cross reference is feeling better. I feel good, my body, my muscles, I can stretch, wake it up, feels stable. You can breathe normally without feeling I'm out of breath. So yeah. So there you go. So I didn't just do this overnight. This wasn't like the first time, let's say, I did this. I've been working with thoughts, emotions, and feelings for many years now. Working the mind. And that's where we have to start, with being able to stop a thought. That's where your process starts. Being able to say no, be able to have an emotion, a feeling, and say no. Because you will find that you'll have resistance. You'll want to not do that. And that already tells you, who is that thing that's resisting? Is that really you? Because if you're really deciding to say no, to stop, that can't be you, really. So this is what it means to take responsibility for yourself, to become the directive principle of your life, where you create who you are, you create your experience, you create your body to be its utmost, for you to be your utmost, and so be best for all. So thank you very much for watching, and watch out for more videos. So have a good one. Oh yeah, also for daycare, I've decided to be stable, have no fears, and just go for it. Because if you want something, you just have to go for it, and just be your best for that. that's all you can ever do. Everything else that's outside of your control, you just have to accept that's not within your control. But you have control of yourself, who you are. So that's where I take my directive principle. So to have no fear and just be myself. They're very true as 100% me, as stable as my utmost yoga. Okay. So thank you very much. Sayonara.